Hello, everybody. Hi. Welcome. Happy Mother's Day to all the mothers. To all the mothers. Happy Mother's Day. Oh my gosh, I can read this book now. So, shout out to Eve and Cindy. Cindy uploaded a Mother's Day video. She premiered it today. And Eve said that she hasn't seen or she would like to see. She reminded me of the Wild Unknown Archetypes. And I was like, oh, the Wild Unknown Archetypes has a mother card. And I was like, well, what other decks do I have that have mothers? The only other deck that I have that has mothers in it is this deck, the Wild Unknown Tarot. They have the mothers, the queens are mothers, right? So I was like, oh, I'll use these together. And I was like, oh, well, what about mothers? I was gonna do so. Let me throw out a few disclaimers. I know last time, um, it probably sounded like I was complaining about the minimal amount of effort and organizing that I have to do. Organizing, of setup that I have to do to come live. What I meant to say, I don't think I finished talking about it, is that it's become part of the ritual for me. Right, so I get everything set up in intentionality, and I set everything up. Just like when I would do the readings, when I would put all of the cards down, and then look for a significator, and then when I would put all the cards away, like that also was part of a ritual, of like, what do you call it? Clearing out the noise, of adjusting the dial, locking in on the frequency. And yesterday it was my plan to do everything I needed to do the weekly release today. But that didn't happen. So the preparation is going to happen today. The release is going to happen tomorrow, and that makes more sense because I don't want to like do both, like the Mother's thing and that on the same day. So I'm gonna give this a few shuffles. Now I'm still sort of talking about this, thinking about this in my own head. I'm gonna look for the Mother card over here. Also, my reading glasses broke yesterday. I accidentally like hit them, and it just came right off. Bottom of the deck is the Warrior. This is like 72, I think, cards. But oops, we're looking for the Mother. So, also, while I'm looking for the Mother, and I'm getting everything set up, it got really cold last night. It triggered my allergies. So here's the Father. If I sniffle a little bit, that's why. The Father is with the child. Where's the Mother? So that was a little part. The part about the ritual of setting everything up and how it's such a minor inconvenience. Um, Also, when it comes to allowing things to be rewritten and when it comes to the energy of the shortcut, it has been my lesson in life for the past month-ish to say yes a lot more, because I used to say no a lot, and in saying no there were a lot of things that I'm sure I missed out on, and every time I've said yes, things have worked out beautifully. And so what's coming to mind, I guess, is that maybe in some ways we've performed better than we were on the trajectory to perform. And there were certain things, there were certain lessons that we learned without having to go the full extent. It's almost like we did a proficiency test and we tested out of it. And so what it did was it shortened the cycle to essentially the test. It's like a pre-test, then the learning, and then the post-test. But if you ace the pre-test, then you don't have to be taught anything. And so, as we're allowing the world to be rewritten, one second, I gotta go deliver some apples. I'll be right back. Enjoy the tapestry of Saturn. Oh wait, wrong way. There we go. And the cactuses. Alright, I'm back. I don't think. Oh, yeah, I did. Okay, nice. That was my mother. She wanted an apple and she wanted it cut, so I bought some sweet tango apples that are so crispy and juicy and good. The bag said extra fancy. Um, and they're like I said, they're really good. So let's shift this back over. So as we're allowing the world to be rewritten, in the energy of that shortcut, it's like there are certain things that we tested out of. We did well enough on the pretest that we don't have to go into the full lesson and then take the examination, because the pretest and the post-test are the same, right? And it's to test your growth. And then when we test for growth, we can also in some ways test for the efficacy of the teacher, right? How effectively they teach, or how effectively we learn, or both. And so it's almost like there were certain things that we were being guided and directed toward, certain places, experiences, opportunities, maybe people. But we do what it is that we achieve or attain what it is that they were meant to teach us or give us without an extended stay. And so what might happen is then you get redirected onward to somewhere else. The maiden and the crone are together. Where is the mother? Where is the mother? Here she is. Oh my gosh. Here's the mother. You can't even tell what color the lights are. Not really. Okay. Now you can tell they're green. They were yellow, but I was feeling green today. So, I don't know. There we go. So the mother was between the Kairos and the river. Ooh, Kairos is mythic time. Like Chronos, but not necessarily, I guess. And then the river is here. I love this. Maybe I should change the lights. No, we'll keep it green. If you're a mother and green is not your favorite color, or if you're Marcel Visage, sorry. But yeah, so we may sort of get opportunities that take us away from where it is that we were initially feeling guided and led. But that may again be the energy of the shortcut. Or we may sort of get certain things or reach certain points before we thought we would. And again, the shortcut. Oh, I gotta sneeze. So the mother. I'm not necessarily going to do mother, maiden, crone. But let's put her here. I'm going to shuffle these up until I decide what I want to do. So there is the mother before she's the mother. There's the life she had before motherhood. There was early motherhood. There is a comfortable motherhood. Then there's like teenage motherhood. And then adulthood. And then the rest of her life. I didn't want to do 6. I wanted 5. But I feel like before the mother, new mother, fixed mother, before the mother, new mother, fixed mother, teenage mother, and the adult mother. Yeah, that's the 5. Okay, I don't know what the last one is. Oh, after the mother. Well, after the mother is the adult mother. No, we'll do the 6th one. Because the 6th one is like, if it's her path, I guess. It's when when her kids have grown up, and now she gets to devote her time, energy, effort, and focus back to her to discover what she likes and what she wants out of the rest of her life. Now, that's the same as the adult mother, but the adult mother is still in connection or reference to her children. This one, it's her herself. So it's technically 5, but we branch it off into the 6. I'll give it 2 more, and then I'll pull from various places within the deck. This is the last one. So the top is before she's even a mom. I feel like I should write this down. I'm going to write it down. I'm going to type it in my phone because I'll forget. Hey Siri. Where are you? Oh, there it is.
I'm here.
I'm here. Ba-ba-da-bow. Ooh, you don't need to see me, but here I am for this part. Okay. And, like, what does this mean? What is this connected to? Who is the mother? I don't know. It's general. Motherly energy in general. Is it divine feminine? Could be. We'll see as it comes out. Or is this the mother trying to, not trying to, but is this the mother occupying the role of divine feminine? Maybe. Actually, since I'm already on my computer, I can just open Notepad. Hey, here we go. And then I could do timestamps if I wanted to. I mean, since I have it open, might as well. Oh, and then I could pop this out just in case. And put this over here. Oh, no, don't maximize. Don't go full screen on me, please. Please. There we go. And then I'll bring this back up. I'll put this on top. I can scooch this over. Yes! So I'm actually going to timestamp right now because this was a slow start. It's already been like 20 minutes. And I feel like I wasn't even here for all of it. So we have before a mom, before a mother, new mother, established mother, the mother of a teen, the mother of an adult, and mother of self. Yeah. So we'll say mother of newborn. Right? Newborn. Is that one word or 2 words? Who knows? And then the mother of a child. It's not necessarily a toddler. What's between a toddler and like a teenager? It's just a kid, right? We'll say mother of none. Oh, I'm liking this. Okay. Of none. Mother of newborn. Mother of child. Mother of teen. Mother of adult. And then mother of self. Because that's who, in some ways, they have the opportunity to become. It's like, okay, well, you know, last time I really had the ability to take care of myself was, you know, a while ago. Well, now what do I need? Like, what do I like? Like, how do I nurture myself? Okay, so I'm going to turn this off now. There we go. Not that it was ever necessary. Oh, I messed it up! Alright, you're going back in the deck. Who is this? I'm curious. It was the shaman. What? The shaman? Oh, okay. So I was like, what? The shaman? Wait. I feel like that's a little bit of an energy. That's the energy of self-discovery. That's the energy of, like, you know, being more connected to the elements in a more, it's like more connected to the element of life in a more, oh, the father is at the bottom. Okay. The father and the destroyer. And then the dead end and the father. Oof. Father energy is not looking good right now, but that's fine. it's like without others to be concerned about or worried about, then they get to experience life fully for themselves, and they get to develop and grow and, discover sort of who they are. That's why the shaman is there. It's a very sort of natural learning from nature, connected to nature energy. Because sometimes when girls or women become mothers, they don't have the same freedom to be as to give themselves as much attention, right? Because now they have things to take care of, people to take care of. That's good. Okay, so mother of none is Alethea. Let me make sure she's in frame. There's going to be 5, 2, 4, 5, 6. Yeah. So then we'll do this one for the mother of... I'll move her up here. For the mother of the newborn. We'll go here for the mother of the child. Is this 2? I'll take them. No, that's quite a few of them, but I'll take them. Then the mother of the teen. We'll do this one. The mother of the adult is this one. And then the mother of self is going to be near the end, but not the end. And it'll be these 2. Bottom of the deck is the shaman. So the shaman was meant to be here. I'm going to set this up here. I'm also going to move the mother a little bit off. Oops. Off camera. So I can really get these in the frame, if you will. So what was the shaman is now truth. So the mother of none, again, it's like she has the opportunity, the time, the availability to discover like her own truth and things of that nature, right? To discover who she is. I'm actually going to do it this way. Since there's 2 of them here, I'm going to do it like that. Like that, like so. And here we go. I don't know. Do I want to... Yeah, I'm going to do the same with this deck. But in this deck, I'm going to go... I want to go, like, from the bottom to top. Let's see. I'll put this here. And then we'll cut it right there. We'll do the same. And then we'll cut it like there-ish, because that should be around the bottom of the deck. Maybe. And do the same. There we go. That feels lovely. Bottom of the deck is the Empress. I love to see that. Oh my gosh, it's the Empress. Come on, Mom. So we have the Empress and the Shaman. And again, this is a very, very natural sort of energy. It's the tree. And there is almost this energy here. With the Empress, it's like the tree grows itself, but it gives so much, right? It gives oxygen. It gives habitat for like little squirrels and woodland creatures and bugs and stuff. It gives shade to people when we need it. As the leaves fall, they nourish like the mushrooms and the more natural decomposers that aren't like, purely eating animals and stuff like that, right? And so in her seasons of decline, or in her seasons of the winter period, she still nourishes. the shaman. So this, it's coming through as, yeah, there goes my voice. So, am I clearing my throat today? Oh, I didn't have to. Nice. Oh, I feel it in my nose. I might have to make that Vindaloo today. Or I could turn off the fans and shut the window because it's cold. But I'm wearing sweatpants and my hoodie today, and I feel comfy. And it's a little out of season, but I'm enjoying it. Right? We have to take it. Also, it's keeping the cicadas at bay because once the soil gets warm enough, apparently trillions of them are going to start popping up. So, it's gorgeous that they have that beautiful, wonderful 17-year cycle that Russ has taught me to appreciate, but I don't necessarily want to hear a bunch of screaming cicadas constantly and then find them all over the place. But. So, here we go. The Mother of None, just time-stamped. Let's get into this. So, again, what I was saying with the shaman, it feels like the mother is our connection to divine feminine energy. The mother is what we have of being able to understand what it is, right? She is the shaman. She is the one connected to that larger, more divine energy, and she's the one who teaches us and who tells us and who informs us on what it is or what it could be, right? That's her. So, with the Mother of None is Aletheia. And I'm actually gonna read these from. Ooh, girl, that's some rough energy. I'm gonna read this from the book because I can read the book now. I could read the book mostly before, but red text on white was not easy to read. So, Aletheia is number 77. Oh wow, we're starting right out the gate with 77. Right out the gate with master number 77. Okay, work, girl. Truth. Our soul recognizes the truth. When someone speaks it, a cool wave of relief washes over the room, and all the facts and figures in the world fall by the wayside. Such is the power of Aletheia. It has an undeniable resonance that goes beyond the rational. We can also recognize Aletheia by its contagiousness. When we hear someone speak the truth, we see the truth within ourselves and are more likely to tell our own story. The Aletheia card requires us to step toward an act of truth. This might look like a conversation, a gesture, a poetic act, or a ritual that honors the unveiling of what's been concealed. Reclaiming your own truth is a way to reclaim your vital energy, health, and sense of belonging in the world. Truth has its own wings. Set it free. It is said that the resonance of our voice changes when we speak a falsity. In this light, practice seeing truth as a vibration. And Picasso said, "We all know that art is not truth. Art is a lie that makes us realize truth, at least the truth that is given us to understand. At least the truth that is given us to understand." And that goes back to the mother and the shaman. The mother as the role of the shaman to divine feminine energy, where it's like the mother, as we understand it, is not in truth the divine feminine, but the mother helps us understand what the divine feminine is. And the reason why the mother isn't the divine feminine is, I feel like it's here. It's the Ten of Swords, the Hanged Man, and the Ace of Pentacles, right? This is because it's almost like the truth of the girl is lost. The truth of the girl is overwritten. The girl is sold and forced into lots of things, right? So let's say that you have a girl who's not into we're going to be super stereotypical here and gender normy, right? So let's say that you have a girl who's not into frilly pink dresses and, playing with dolls and oh my gosh, I want to be a mom when I grow up. Let's say she's into other stuff. but she's constantly discouraged from being who she authentically and genuinely is because, well, one day you're going to be a mom, and when you're a mom, like, your own life doesn't matter, your own dreams don't matter, your aspirations don't matter, your own truth doesn't matter. When you're a mom, you take care of your husband or your partner and your kids, and that's it. You have no life, you have no dreams, it's irrelevant. The man will do everything for you, right? And so this right here, it's like, because again, like the tree, it's like a more truly divine feminine energy with the Empress at the bottom of the deck. If you join me here, ooh, Temperance under the Empress. Um, it's like in her being who she is naturally home. She naturally nurtures. She naturally cares. There's nothing more that she needs to do than be herself, and operate as herself, and take care of herself. Because for the mother, or for whatever this is feeling like, I don't want to call it divine feminine, so I'll just keep saying the mother. For the mother, it's like loving herself, taking care of herself, doing what she needs to do for her will naturally take care of those that she's connected to. But this is where the separation between mother and divine feminine is born. It's born before she even becomes a mom. With the Ten of Swords, the Hanged Man, and the Ace of Pentacles. It's like this is putting her, it's like crushing her own dreams, putting her own aspirations on hold, and preparing her for a new life, a life as a wife, a life as a mom. And it's not that she doesn't want to be a mom necessarily. It's not, again, this is super like stereotypical gender role-y. Because there are people who genuinely like want that. And there are also people who want more and who have wanted more historically, but who haven't been able to get it because of, society at that point. And it's not that she doesn't find enjoyment in her new life. Of course she does, especially if she loves her family, right? If she's forced into a family, then that may be where things get a little weird. But again, like I said, maybe yesterday, when I looked at the Farmer's Almanac, it's like, again, like that's the closest thing we have to understanding what divine feminine energy is and what unconditional love truly is. But it's like, if that were absolute, or if that is what it was, like truly, then it's like every mother would be like this amazing, like selfless mom who like does this and does that. But that's not the case, because we're human. And so we can only exhibit so much, or we can only carry a certain capacity for divinity, right? And then maybe if we get more, we ascend this plane like Elijah did when Enoch, was it Enoch? I think it was Enoch, when Enoch came to take him. And like Elijah didn't die, he just ascended this plane and went to join the angels in heaven. So that's this with the truth. And it's her truth that's hidden. It's like she's given a new truth, or she sold a truth. That's why when we come down here, the mother of self, that's when she gets to maybe start picking up all of the things that she put off. It's like, okay, like I've done the mom thing, like my kids are grown, I've done everything I need to do, like now can I get back to the stuff that like I originally wanted to do, or that I was really into, but I never had the time for it because I was so busy taking care of and nurturing everyone else and like running myself ragged. Like, please. Now, I would say it's important to have balance, right? And for us to take care of ourselves as we take care of others, because our capacity to care for others is directly affected by it's like indirectly affected by our capacity to care for self. It's more directly affected by, like, if you're in a certain mood, if you're tired, if you're overworked, underappreciated, then it's like it's gonna wear on you a little bit, right? And it's not that you don't love people, it's just that, hey, like, you're getting on mommy's nerves, or mommy's time, mommy hasn't slept in days. Please go to your dad or go to somebody else if somebody else is available. If you're the only one, then oh my gosh, another master number, 22, the creator. The mother of the newborn coming out as the creator. Oh my gosh, right? What if all of these are master numbers? There's like 78 cards in this deck. So we could have 77, 22, 11, 66, 55, 33. So from 77 to 22, there's a loss of 55. 5 is a number of change, right? I don't want to... It's a sacrifice. From the 7 to the 2, that change is a sacrifice. 7 is a space of enlightenment. Again, when the mother, like before she becomes a mother, she has the opportunity, she has the space to go out and to discover who she is and to live her life and to do all kinds of things within, the confines of society and what she subscribes to, because, society may not let her truly discover herself. Or maybe this is a more past. There's a more liberated mother, a more liberated feminine energy coming into the world now, right? But it's sacrifice. Or 77 was that discovery. 22 is a whole bunch of balancing. It's so much balancing that kind of leaves the self left out in the equation a lot of times. And that 5, that change, was a sacrifice. Now, the sacrifice is coming out with the 10 of Pentacles, the Mother of Wands, and the Lover. The 10 of Pentacles is the family card. Again, we saw the Ace here. The Ace of Pentacles was sort of like the new life, the new world that was being offered to her. Maybe instead of the one that she really had the dream of being. Like, I didn't know that my grandma wanted to go to school and learn psychology and be a psychologist until, like, last year. I was like, what? But my grandma got pregnant when she was, 16 or 17? So, and also, a lot of stuff. So this, with the newborn, the family unit is created. She is the one who creates this new dynamic because she's the one who gives birth, right? Now, the father helps, of course, gives the seed, fertilizes the egg, because an unfertilized egg won't produce anything. But this is the birth of the family unit. This is where a mother's love comes in, and this is this new level of fulfillment, right? This is this is like the birth of, in the individual, this is the birth of a mother's love. And it's the very nurturing, very protective mama snake. It's almost like mama bear. But, and again, I feel like it's still eggs here because it's like at the newborn stage, as soon as you have that baby, the dynamic has changed. We immediately enter the realm of the 10 of Pentacles where it's about more than just you. And in a lot of 10 of Pentacles cards, we'll see the parent standing off to the side with the child and a we'll see the parent standing off to the side and the child in the hands of a grandparent, typically the grandfather, right? And so this is like, even though those babies aren't fully grown, even though they're not fully matured, even though you don't know what these offspring are going to bring you, it already sort of brings into immediate establishment a family unit. And this is the love that results. It's a mama's love. You got to be seeing green. Exactly. I was like, what was I going to say? I was like, I can do the whiz thing now. I was like, the color is yellow. Hey, ain't you here? Green is over, fella. As of now, the color is yellow. Hey Siri, change the lights to yellow. Boom!
Okay, turn things yellow.
Hey Siri, turn the lights red.
Voila!
Woo! Hey Siri, change the lights to yellow.
Yellow. Coming right up.
Oh no, it was green. Hey Siri, change the lights green, please. I forgot.
Okay.
There we go. Hey Mimi, how you doing today? Happy Mother's Day. I hope you get to enjoy it today. Oh my gosh, I didn't read the creator. Okay. So it was number 22. XXII. The creator is the. Hold up, wait. Oh, that goes to 30. Okay. Hold up, wait. Oh, that's. The lover is 17, girl. XXII. There we go. The creator. I thought it over. Green is dead. The ultimate brick is red. Yeah, I don't. I have no. I don't. I don't remember. I had to improvise. I'm doing good, thank you. I already cut her up an apple. She was like, Patrick, you got any more of them sweet tango apples back there? I was like, yes, mama. And so I gave it to her, and then she was like, can you cut it for me, please? I said, what? She said, it's Mother's Day. So the creator, this is the artist, the alchemist, the innovator. The creator, the first archetype in the trio of existence, is not intimidated by darkness or by lack. They know that from the void, creation inevitably emerges. With meager, minimal, and outlandish materials, the creator reveals a new image. They make the empty room resonate with healing sounds. They generate bounty from the seed that others tossed away. Though generative, this archetype annihilates preconceived notions of what is possible, leaving unexpected openings in the wake of its destruction. The creator does this by first being absolutely present to what is, not imagining or wishing things were different, and second, trusting that a force greater than themselves awaits constant collaboration with each human soul. Whether we call it nature, God, goddess, Shakti, or divinity, it remains nameless. It is the Creator's lifelong companion. The Creator is naturally attractive and coveted, as its energy zings with possibility. You can feel when a creator type enters the room, all eyes land on them. And, to increase your creator energy, ward off jadedness at all cost. Recommit to childlike curiosity and nix the rules. So this is how they're set up. So like that's the main, and then you can see on the side we got a little bit of that, and then we got a little bit of that, and then we also got like that down there. I'm not reading that part. When in light, when in dark, and to get closer. Not for this one. So the creator, it's reminding me of that cheerleading movie, Sugar and Spice. Oh, Sugar and Spice, and I got these sweet tango apples. Okay, work, synchronicity. But this is like that energy of like, well, we may not have much. Like maybe she wasn't completely ready for this baby. But it's like with the love that I have for this, whatever I need to do to take care of this child, I will do. And so for her, in this space of creation, exists a new opportunity for growth, right? And I feel like that's why the Ten of Pentacles is here and the Lovers is here, because even if this wasn't like even if this lies outside of what she initially wanted for her life, even if there are other things that she really wanted to do or would really like to do, as a mother, this is now also something that's important to her. So it brings her happiness, it brings her joy, and it brings her fulfillment, right? Hashtag not all moms. Some moms will get pregnant and then they will say that the child ruined their life and they used to be this and they could have been that if they didn't have to take care of the baby. And it's like, girl, well, your child ain't asked to be born, so hello, how is it their fault? Right? Let's that's just, oh my gosh, I didn't even timestamp the mother of the newborn. What am I doing? I feel like I've been talking about it for about 10 minutes, so I'll timestamp it like 35 minutes and then go back and watch and see where it's at. So, also, I'm timestamping on OBS, so I don't know if it's going to be different on the actual video, because like when I stream from OBS is a few seconds ahead at least. But yes, like hashtag not all moms. I know that if that was your mother, I'm sorry. And so this is the discovery of a new love. And it's almost like, well, yeah, because this is where the mother begins. It's like this is before she was even a mom. So, that's kind of sort of outside of the frame. But this is important. Because after her children are grown and they're doing their own thing, then these are some of the things that she may revisit now that she has the time, now that she's performed her civic duty to put another baby on earth, or 2 or 5 or 10, right? It's your responsibility as someone who has a womb to use it. It's like, okay, girl, well, what if that's not what I want? Hello? And we're seeing more and more and more. I mean, there have always been women who have been like, I don't want a family. I'm not really the get married, settle down type, and I'm not going to do that. There's always been like pioneers, right? And I'm not trying to like. I feel it's easier to praise her because that's something that she's taking a stand in, that she's doing. It's easier to see her in her strength, right? Again, there are some women who want to be mothers, like really genuinely authentically want it, and it's not forced on them. Like, that's their choice. Like, I would call myself, well, at a certain point in time I would have called myself a feminist, but now it seems like the word feminist is a little weird. So I think I gravitate towards womanist more. And so I think with feminism, it's important to recognize that just because someone is a mom doesn't mean that like that's not what she wants to do. I honor, respect, and recognize a woman's autonomy and authority for her to decide what she wants to do with her body and with her life. If she wants to be a mom, good on her. If she doesn't want to be a mom, good on her. If she wants to dress super like, hiding everything, good on her. If she wants to dress seductively, or if she wants to accentuate her features, good on her. Whatever the woman wants, she should be able to have. And it ain't for me to be like, oh, well, this was forced upon you because blah, 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 whatever, because that's not true. Some women actually want it. So that's why I say it's easier to see the woman who goes against those standards and to recognize her strength than it is to see the woman who genuinely wants that and who who does that, right? Because everyone's doing it. Anyway, just a whole bunch of disclaimers on this video, which is fine. So now, timestamp 48:45. And we're going to get into the mother of the child. So this is the newborn mom, right? It's the part where, she's learning to be a mother. She's figuring everything out. She may be a little stressed, but like she loves her child. She may be a little overprotective. She may not necessarily trust everybody but her kid immediately. But maybe, possibly, eventually she's going to need a break. And she's going to have to start going to those that she trusts the most. And she's going to learn to let the child go in that sense so she can take care of herself. Because she also needs to sleep and she needs rest and preferably time to enjoy herself, right? So, the mother of the child who, is comfortable with babysitters, the kid goes to school, I've got this mom thing pretty much figured out. In the beginning it was a little rough, but, I feel a lot better. She's got like 4 cards, girl. I'm like, wait. And I guess I'm reading all of them. The first card is the sword. This is Mama Bear. This is the protector. This is that. Because when we release our child into the world, we can't necessarily control the experiences that they're going to have. Yeah. That's that aspect of her. This is the fault line. Where she sort of learns to... It's like as her child develops more of a personality of their own, like specified interests and things of that nature, it feels like an energy of allowing, right? It's like maybe for some reason you really wanted to have a kid who would love music and who would be the next Beethoven, but your kid doesn't like music at all. So maybe you had a little bit of a fantasy that you dreamed up with this 10 of Pentacles when you had your baby. Oh my gosh, you're going to do this and you're going to do that. But maybe, you discover that your child wants something else. So the fault line is like where the cracks in what you thought would be kind of sort of start to appear. But where the mother has the opportunity to allow her child to be all that her child wants to be. Again, if we go back to this 10 of Swords, Hangman, Ace of Pentacles... It may be, it's a little bit of an energy that's like, oh, well, when I was a kid, I wanted to do this and I wanted to do that too, but now I'm a mom. So, hey, this is how the world works. Maybe, maybe not. You didn't want kids, but then you were pregnant with your son and your motherly instincts kicked in. You said you didn't want more than one, but that couldn't change too. That could change too. Who knows? Yeah, my mom, I just happened. I was like, I hope you're ready to be a mom because I'm ready to have one. Hey girl, what's up? I didn't think I wanted kids growing up, but they kind of they've grown on me. One day, I think I've talked about it, but one day in like what 2014, 15 or 16. I think it was like 15 or 16 because the 3rd Street was built. I was just walking to class and I saw a full-grown man on a bike and I was like, I want kids. I don't know why seeing somebody on a bike that was my age, like in their 20s, made me want kids, but it happened. Next, we have the seed, which is the opportunity to nourish that potential or to hinder it. And then we have Thanatos, which is ultimately the mother of the child learning to let go. So this is a lot of energy, which I'm not surprised by. We have, what, 62? We got 49. We got 66. Oh, master number 66. So far we got master number 77, master number 22, and master number 66. And then we have 73. What's up with these master numbers, Mom? Come through with the master numbers, mother. They're growing you too. Oh, snap. Hi, Damien's mom. On my birthday, my mom and my grandma would always make popcorn balls, especially in elementary school. So when my birthday came around, people was looking for them. And then it was in like what, high school maybe? Or like a few people were like, "Hey, um, they were like, hey, like next time your mom or your grandma makes popcorn balls, like let me know." All right, I'll be right back again, y'all. I'm gonna put 2 timestamps on this one. Or actually, like when you see me come back, when you see the video pop up, back up, that means I'm back. I gotta go put the dog on the chain because it's Mother's Day. So, BRB. All right, so she's probably gonna text me when to let the dog back in. So let's go. Where my glasses go? So also with the sword, like it doesn't have to be anything as not great, I guess, as like I had to sacrifice my hopes and dreams, and you got to do the same. With the sword, it's a matter of like protecting, right? It's like there are certain things that a mother doesn't want her child to experience, and so there could be a finality or a decisiveness in areas that the seed would prefer to naturally grow, but it may not fully have the opportunity to. With both the fault line and Thanatos, there's a needing of learning how to release, right? Because by this point, it's like maybe they do like some babysitting, maybe they do daycare for a certain amount of time, but it's like when we get into the space of like full blown school and like staying after school and like, hey, I want to do this and I want to do that, or well, maybe they get some friends that are into some choice activities, um, and that's when the desire to protect, it's like the desire to protect is always there, but it's different when you're always there, right? Like before, like when you spend so much time with your child, if they're more often than not with you or in your home, then there's only so much that you have to worry about, but outside in the world there's so much more. And so this is learning how to navigate that, I guess, or it's coming through as like that space of energy. And we're not a full blown teenager yet, so we're not a full blown teenager yet. So the kid isn't necessarily like, "Oh, mom, you never let." Well, okay, the kid could be like, "Oh, mom, you never let me do anything fun. You think all of my friends are crazy?" And it's like, "Girl, well, that's because all your friends are crazy. Do you see what they do? Hello." Their parents should be concerned. You should be thankful that you got a mama that cares. Anyway, sorry. And like I'm reading this as a mother for children, but we all have the capacity to nurture and to care for something, and we can have a brainchild, or there are a lot of different things. Anytime we create something and we release it to the world, it's then the world's to do with what they will, right? So the sword is the knife, the blade, and the weapon. To use the sword is to decide. The blade separates one reality from another. The choice is made and all else falls away. If you find the sword in your grasp, you can no longer hesitate. This weapon requires a clear and decisive mind and a willingness to act. An onlooker may think the sword bearer is hasty and violent, but the most compassionate and responsible gesture is one that is honest, swift, and accurate. Our first encounter with the sword is at birth, when the card we share with the mother is cut. When the cord we share with the mother is cut, sorry. This moment defines our separation from her and begins our journey of becoming ourself. We must make these cuts again and again if we are to grow. Decisions shape our life, and the sword is an infamous shaper of destiny. That's very much so what all of this is that I was talking about. That last part right there, when it's like, our first encounter with the sword is at birth, when the cord we share with the mother is cut. This moment defines our separation from her and begins our journey of becoming ourselves. Now, our journey of becoming ourselves starts from, some could say conception. Like, oh, my mom, like, oh, I'm listening to this music while I'm pregnant so that, my baby liked this music when they born or something. But it starts at birth. We don't really see the growth of the self until the child. Like, babies can be particular. Babies can like this and babies can like that. But when they have less control over what they do, when their vocabulary is limited, then it becomes easier, I guess, for us to sort of determine who they are. This is allowing the child to begin to determine who they are, or to be who they are. Your son has seen firsthand through virtual learning what a difference it makes when your parents are spending real quality time with their kids. Yeah. And I've always had, like, that mama that ain't let me do nothing. And I'd be like, but my other friends, and she'd be like, well, I'm not their mama. I'm your mother, not theirs. So I'm not going to go full into all of these because there's so many. But next we're going to go for the fault line, which is number 49. It is requiring some brain to read these numbers. This is, 48, 49. Okay. The fault line is the fissure, the crack, and the weak link. Imagine walking across a frozen lake that begins to crack before your eyes. No matter how optimistic and brave you might be, panic ensues. You become fearful and tense and long for stable ground. Such is the energy of the fault line. It's the energy of walking on eggshells, of precarious dynamics, of sensing what is ready to break open into chaos. It's likely this cracking open is overdue, as fault lines develop slowly and naturally from underlying elemental pressures. This card comes as a potent warning not to deny the shakiness that's afoot. It's much better to prepare yourself for the change than to walk along the fault line pretending all is well. There is no easy fix for the situation at hand. It will require a foundational shift that alters the current dynamics from the ground up. Again, it's a little bit of that energy that's like, when you have the baby, there might be a certain vision of like who this child is going to be and what they're going to be into and the family dynamic that you're going to have. And from the space of a child, you may start to see that may not be the case. Maybe they don't enjoy the things that you would really like for them to enjoy. And you could be the parent that, encourages them to keep going. And a lot of times, or at least sometimes, there are people as they get older who have an appreciation for that. It's like, wow, I really didn't like this when I started, but I'm glad that, I kept taking the lessons or I kept doing it. When he was in your tummy. So that's the fault line. The fault line is when the cracks start showing. And then we come to master number 66. We got 77, 22, 66. So this is an 11 from where we started at 77. 77 is the highest master number in this deck, and we started there. So we dropped down 55 to get the 22, and then we're going up 44 to get to this 66. That's 65. 66, the seed. The beginning, the origin, the pearl. Beginnings come in many forms. They are not always a beautiful seed placed intentionally in nourishing soil. Origin stories, like any birth story, are complex, surprising, multi-layered, and usually reveal a central image or detail that represents the fully formed being. Simply stated, the end is present in the beginning, or the entire oak tree resides within the acorn. Whether you follow this imaginal theory or not, know that when this card appears, there is potent generative energy all around. It stirs your very insides and usually results in an antsy, impatient feeling. Pay particular attention to what agitates you, as it is a sure sign of growth to come. You are bumping up against a growth edge. It is from the grit that the pearl eventually comes to be. So again, that's a lot of that, like, at this point, you may be beginning to see that, oh my gosh, like, my happy family, my little Beethoven, my little Kobe, my little whatever, like, they don't like any of these things that I wanted them to like. And things can get maybe a little toddlers and tiaras, but when he was a baby, he loved the movie WALL-E. Oh, I like WALL-E. I think I've only seen it like once, though. You were just there at the TV and didn't do any other movie. He also responded to the song Owl City Fireflies. Yeah, I just talked about that song a few weeks ago. Because my friend, she was talking about Fireflies, and she was like, you remember that song Fireflies? And I was like, I do, but for some reason, like, can we pretend that airplanes and the night sky are like shooting stars? Like, popped into my mind. Is he ready to come in? He out there barking. See, Chino don't really like when it's wet outside and it's a little damp because it rains. And it might be sprinkling. Oh, goodness. I'm back here. I'm live, Mom. I'm live. She'd be like, "Oh, you should have told me. I would have had Benny do it. Like I'm the only child that's in here. But it's Mother's Day, and I ain't gonna be here for too much longer. So, hey. Next is Thanatos. I'll check and see after I read this one. Thanatos is number 73. There's Apocalypsis. Apocalypsis is 74. So 73 LXXIII. L is 50, X is 10, I is 1, V is 5, C is 100, D is 500, M is 1,000, I believe. It is tempting to oversimplify death and sum it up as transformation. One second. Okay. I'll read this and then I'll go check and see. It is tempting to oversimplify death and sum it up as transformation. But the true archetypal resonance of Thanatos cannot be easily assimilated or contained. Death is ongoing and omnipresent, an eternal response to the gift of birth. Witnessing the ending of another being, creature, phase, or stage has deep consequences for the psyche. We are forever changed by Thanatos as it sweeps us under its wings, making us relinquish control in every form. It leaves a mark of ash upon our heart, signifying we have touched the cusp of the underworld and will return to the land of the living eventually, with more compassion and wisdom to share. This capacity is needed in our world. One who has faced the annihilation of Thanatos can face anything. When this card appears, it signifies an initiation into the underworld. For anyone who's lost a child, my condolences. Especially if they were like really young and you didn't get to see them grow up. I like any time you lose a child, it's hard. But with Thanatos here, it feels like with you allowing them to be who they are here, with less control and with less dictated by the vision that you had for them, then when you make it down here to the mother of self, it feels like it's going to be easier for you to also do the things that you aspire to do. In a lot of ways, the ways that we nurture and care for others can inform how we nurture and care for ourselves. Hey, Amanda, what's up? Yeah, that just got real heavy. No problem. I'm gonna have to go and check on the dog. Sorry. Oh, I wish I could see him from my window. If I was in my brother's room, I'd be able to. I'll be right back. When you see the video come back, that means I'm back. Oh, wait. I'll give you Saturn to look at. All right. Oh, wow. Hold up. Was this on? Oh, wow. So the microphone is muted on the other screen. Nice. That's my little makeshift screensaver thing. My little makeshift be right back screen. Okay. I didn't put shoes on to go get them. And the earth is cold. It's a little damp. My feet are still freezing. Thank you. It's like, ooh. But that means that the cicadas will stay asleep because the soil is too cold. Alright. So, that's all of this. Now, the cards under this. Let's see what we have here. I just noticed that we have 2 tens already. There's the Ten of Swords here, the Ten of Pentacles here. We got 3 master numbers, the Nine of Swords, the High Priestess, and the Nine of Pentacles. Oh, it's 222! Look at it. Speaking of master numbers. Did I well, now you can see. My mother and my brother. It's fine. Oh, that's interesting too. Because we already have master number 22 here in the creator. And then here's the high priestess. So that's our 222, the creator and the high priestess. Now the high priestess coming out with the creator is the knowledge that the divine has of what this seed is going to become. It's the knowledge of that the divine has of what your child is meant to do. What the thing that you're bringing into the world, there may be a purpose for it greater than that which you were able to anticipate or greater than that which you originally intended. And there's an opportunity for you in some way to hinder that growth and to hinder that progress. There's also an energy of trust here. With the high priestess looking away from the Nine of Swords and towards the Nine of Pentacles, it's like it could be really easy in certain situations to doubt or to go into energies of worry or fear or anxiety. Like, this isn't what I planned. Like, I don't know everything, but I know enough to know that, like, this is something that should not be happening. And in some ways, it's an energy of, like, allowing life to happen. It's 8:22 there. You're 6 hours ahead of me. That's almost, I think the UK is 7 hours ahead. Because my friend he has some family in the UK. It's going to rain tonight and tomorrow. Then the temperature is going to drop tremendously there. Yeah, the temperature's already dropped here. Those cicadas are just waiting. Trillions of cicadas are lying in wait for the soil to get warm enough. And then they will rise from the ground. But this is an acceptance that as humans we don't know everything. And it's also, it's like, it feels like a consoling energy. Because it feels like, again, I'm not a mom or a parent, so I don't know. But it feels that, like, when things start to exhibit certain signs, we can immediately go to, like, oh my gosh, this is the end, or like they're going to turn into this person or that person because of this or because of that. But as a nurturer, it's like all you can do is put love into them, put as much wisdom as you can into them, and then allow themselves to become who they will. And that love, that wisdom, it's taken in. It's like the seed is here, it's taken in, and maybe they will choose certain things for a certain amount of their lifetime, but then maybe they'll come back. Right? It's knowing that it's almost like the love is more important than the forcing of anything. But again, it's like a recognition that, like, we all do the best that we can. And so it's not to feel that, like, there's not It's basically to feel good enough with what you're doing. Like, you don't know all the answers. You don't have to stress out about it. Just do the best you can and always provide love type of energy. You can't stop seeing it. So, timestamp, please. Well, now that we're doing that, we have a full blown teenager on our hands. Mother of the teenager, 1/1855, I'll say. Let's see if we get another master number. Are we going to keep up the pattern? Are we? No, the pattern is broken. No, wait. No, yeah, it is. This is 65. So we ended on 66. No, the seed was 66. Now it's 65. The prayer is so funny for the mother of the teenager. Like, they are not listening to me anymore. They are doing what they want to do. Please just keep them safe while they're out there becoming themselves and living life and being rebellious for the sake of being rebellious, maybe. Just keep them safe. The prayer, especially after this, it's also an energy of releasing. It's like you surrender it to a higher power. And again, you continue to provide the love and to nurture as you can, with an understanding that they may not have an appreciation for it right now. And so while they are becoming more of themselves, we just, pray that they're safe and that they're well. So the prayer number 65. Well, 65 isn't 11 numerologically. So we're going to count that. I'm going to count this as 11 energy here. And we're going to say that we have another master number. So, but this one, it's one that we have to do some addition to get. It's not a natural master number. I feel like from this point on, it's like now there's even less control. Now what we started to see as a child has an opportunity to truly be as the teenager. Also here, the Nine of Swords, the High Priestess, and the Nine of Pentacles. If this isn't a major High Priestess, if this is us thinking that we're the High Priestess because we're the parent, because we're older, we're more knowledgeable, then this can be us thinking that we know what's up and missing all of these signs. These can be things that are hidden because we're choosing to focus our intuition on the good. And so then it can come out where some of those, I don't want to say deficiencies are. But we could be forced into this space of prayer because of what it is that we weren't seeing as well. Or what it is that we were refusing to acknowledge. This could also be a prayer that I've done everything that I can to force the outcome that I want, to encourage growth in the specific direction that I want. Can you do something about this? And the divine, I don't know if the divine is going to force somebody to be something that they weren't. This seed feels different with whatever this is. Maybe this is moving forward at a certain point, because this can also be the evolution of the mother energy on a more collective level, right? And how the mother as an archetype is evolving in a lot of ways. As, I don't want to say as women evolve, but as we allow women more and more the space of choosing their own evolution. And it makes sense that if, the woman is in a space of evolving and changing, then the mother would also evolve and change in some ways. The core of the mother will stay the same, right? Love and nurture and things of that nature. But beyond that, some things may change. And I'm looking for this book. Oh, here it is. And I feel like that's why the addition is here a little bit, rather than just the straight up master number. Because now it's almost like we have to, I don't want to say we have to choose to see. It just may not be as straightforward. The prayer, the worship, the reverence, the homage. What is prayer? When are we in a state of prayer and when are we not? To whom or what do we pray? Archetypally, the practice of prayer has been with us since the dawn of time as a remedy for the omnipresent self-centered thinking that spins us toward illusion. Prayer leads us beyond our ego, as we move from our little story to the big one. Some say we are in a state of prayer anytime we are not the center of our own thoughts. Others say prayer is a natural result of gratitude. Perhaps it is simply surrender or service. Whatever prayer is for you, this card reminds us of its importance. Get quiet, low, humble, and soft. Bow and touch the ground as your heart lifts to the sky. Though it may be uncomfortable, it is time. Nothing else will do. Every song, kiss, breath, word can become a prayer. It is a feeling, not an action. Consider the ancient mantra Om Namo Guru Dev Namo. I bow to the creative consciousness within. I bow to the teacher within. Experiment with the act of bowing down. Nearly all spiritual traditions share a practice of prostration. So yeah, that's the surrender, that's the release to the higher power. The cards coming out, it's the Six of Wands, the Daughter of Cups, and the Eight of Cups. The Six of Wands coming out, I feel like again it's tailing out a little bit of it's tailing out a little bit of that energy of like the divine, recognizing that again we're human and we can only do all that we can do. There are certain things that we don't know, certain things that we can't do, certain things that it's not for us to do. This is us coming to the space. It's like it's recognized that we've done all that we can do. Maybe this is us recognizing that we've done all that we can do and releasing the rest to the divine. And then it comes with the Daughter of Cups and the Eight of Cups. It's interesting. I don't know if this is the teenager or if this is the beginning of the adult. But with the Daughter of Cups and the Eight of Cups, maybe there's a certain amount of not fear, but as a mother, maybe there's a certain amount of projected comfort or stability, right? It's like when you have someone else to care about, then you don't have to care about you. Maybe at this point, a little bit of anxiety sets in. That's like, well, like after my child is gone, then who else do I have to care about? But it feels like the anxiety may be in you taking care of you in a way that, again, it feels like you were never really given the tools or the know-how. You were never shown how to take care of yourself. You were never really expected to take care of yourself either. Right? Again, going back to the traditional gender stereotypes, the husband was supposed to take care of you. You were supposed to take care of everybody else. But it's a little bit like the realization starting to sink in here, but then coming out here. The realization is starting to sink in here and it's going to come out here. Or it's like, oh, I'm going to have to start like caring for me. Like, I'm not going to have all of these. It's all of that empty nest anxiety. And also with the prayer, it's like there's the part of your prayer that's answered in the covering of the watching of whatever you brought into the world, your child. But there's also a response in prayer that it feels like it's starting to guide you back to you in a way that, again, maybe you've never really had the opportunity to have. It also feels like here, where you've been conditioned and where you have been a mother to someone else, maybe divine feminine energy or a more divine mother or the divine at this point is going to come in and start mothering you if you're open to receiving it. It's going to start nurturing you. It's going to start caring for you. It's going to start encouraging you to pursue you in the way that maybe you encouraged others to pursue themselves. I don't know what all this is, like why I just feel like doing this. It's a little bit of a consoling energy. Yeah, that Eight of Cups is really feeling like that emptiness. Sort of like, oh, but that's when we can define ourselves based on sort of like what we do for others, but it's time for us to discover who we are. And it's gorgeous. It may not be easy, because I know that like women can have like postpartum depression after birth, and there can be these constant is this oh there can be these constant periods again with that Thanatos, like death is something that we constantly experience. It's constantly allowing something to grow up, constantly letting go. It's like, oh, they grow up so fast, but 18 years, I mean, I'm only 28. So contextually 18 years or however long, that's a while. But it feels like this is an opportunity here for the mother to enter her next phase. Also, this may be about the time, depending on when you have kids, but energetically, it feels like it's entering the space of transition between the mother and the crone. And so there's a lot of transition that happens in this space when we are preparing to release, when we are realizing more and more and more and more how much our child is their own person, is becoming their own person, is starting to make their own decisions. Maybe they have a car, maybe they're working, maybe they're positioning themselves to be able to like take care of themselves or to give themselves more flexibility. Maybe you gave them the car, Regardless, they're becoming more of their own, and it feels like they're getting further and further from you. They're not the baby that they were. Right? You don't do everything anymore, and it feels like there's an initial sort of like release when it comes to like, oh my gosh, I can like take time for myself. I don't have to be with my kid all the time, right? They go to school, there's a babysitter, I can like refuel, I can rest, I can take care of myself. And then it's like, well, what do you mean like you're gone completely? What? Like like I needed a little bit of me time. I don't need like that much me time. And again, it feels like the relationship with self here and with identity can really start to it can come to the forefront of the mind. Because that time of release it's getting closer and closer. So, now the mother of the adults. I mean, honestly, as an adult, I love my relationship with my mom now. I think this is the relationship that I always would have preferred, but I was a child, so hey. The card we have here is the womb. This is so interesting. This is 64. We've had 66, 65, and now 64. This is definitely like with the mother of the adults, there may not necessarily be any more children coming, right? Like that ship may have sailed. But it feels like this is a new womb, or it feels like this is a space for something else to be born. And look, it looks like that's that seed again. But it's different now. Oh, the seed is 66. Right? Like here we go. Hold them back. There we go. It looks like we got that seed again. That pearl. Let's read what the womb is about. There's the cave. What did I say this was? 64. XL is 40. LX is 60. So LXIV 64. No. This is 46. LOL. Oh, come on, brain. This is 46. XLVI. I got both of those numbers wrong. I said 64. This is 46. I had it backwards, though. The womb, the nest, the belly, and the origin. Yeah, that's that empty nest. Everything has an origin story. That's the second time we've heard that. No problem, Amanda. Thanks for stopping in. You were closer to your grandmother before, but as you got older and things surfaced, you noticed some things, and you and your mom got closer. Yeah, I know. There were some things about one of my friends' mom that it's like he didn't know any better, or he didn't know any different when he was growing up, and it wasn't until he met his girlfriend and then fiance and then wife's mother that he experienced a healthier parental dynamic, that he was able to see that some stuff was definitely up, and that everybody in the family sort of just like let things go without being said, and some pretty messed up stuff happens. Nothing like extremely like, nothing extreme, but some pretty messed up stuff happened. The womb, the nest, the belly, and the origin. Everything has an origin story. The womb archetype asks us to contemplate the beginning beyond the beginning beyond the beginning, the new. It's like what you have the opportunity to experience now, that all of that mothering, not all of the mothering, because even when we get older, like, we probably could still use a little bit of mothering. But mothering looks different when you're older at the same time. It's more maybe of like a counselor and a confidant and an advisor than like a dictator. So, the mother beyond. Oh, okay. Everything, I'll read it this time. I'll finish. I'll start from the beginning, man. The womb, the nest, the belly, the origin. Everything has an origin story. The womb archetype asks us to contemplate the beginning beyond the beginning, the mother beyond the mother. And again, I'm going to interrupt again. The empress being the shaman, the mother being the empress being the shaman. The mother is the closest thing that we have to understanding what divine feminine energy truly is, or of understanding what unconditional love truly is. The mother beyond the mother is sort of like that. Again, that was the energy here, that it's like as you sort of release all that you had to be nurtured, that as you release what you had to nurture and care for, what was your obligation and responsibility as a parent to do, now it's like the divine can come in and mother you in some type of way. And then here we have the mother beyond the mother. In a world that often negates the power and necessity of feminine principles, this card returns us to the warmth, tenderness, and sacred intelligence from which we came. It is a card of receiving, not achieving, of accepting love from the mother of us all. She is the life-giving force that forgives and cherishes even the most wounded and disparate soul. No matter how lost you are, the womb awaits your return to help you heal and grow. This card is a call to keep things simple, to return, to be reborn in the name of love. The womb is everywhere. It is beyond gender, beyond time. We are within it as it is within us. What would honoring the feminine look like to you? Where would you begin? Imagining yourself as loved is a good place to start. Consider that Mother Earth must also have a mother. Imagine her. Woo! I love this energy. I love this, just like this love and this warmth and this gentleness that's like, it's almost like well done. Like you've done everything that was within your power and within your capability to do. Now let me nurture you as you learn to nurture yourself. Be there for you as I will be there for you. And you'll still be there for your children if they need you. But that relationship may look different now. Ooh, the Four of Pentacles, the Tower, and the Father of Cups is here. This, to me, again, following the evolution of the mother archetype. I don't want to say archetype because the archetype is what the archetype is. Following the evolution of the mother role on Earth. With the Four of Pentacles, the Tower, and the Father of Cups, here, it feels like it's an energy that, for lack of better phraseology, it exists outside of the patriarchy. This is the opportunity for the woman. It's like it's the opportunity for the mother to become a woman. And in that, it's like it's dropping the responsibilities of like caring and nurturing for something that can't necessarily do it for itself. Again, this is an opportunity for the mother to begin to discover who she is and what she wants to do with the rest of her life, outside of the role that she may have been groomed for and she was raised for. There is a question here that's like, well, where would I even begin? Like, where would I even start? Like, what would I even do? And the womb is there. I guess start with the things that you love. And don't be too reserved or afraid to pursue other things. Like, give yourself the opportunity to really explore. And honestly, it gets like really quiet here. With the mother beyond the mother, it's just like loved, embraced. The rest is meant for you to discover. Just like your child had to learn and grow and discover themselves, now it's time for you to do the same. And it's like being a mother for you was like, that was your adolescence. Now that you've finished your mother phase, it's like you can go out into the world and discover who you are and be who you are. It's like, now you leave the home of motherhood and you enter the world. You don't dictate even now, and he's 12. You finally gave up on trying to get him to stop eating pork and bacon. You told him it's on him. He's God's child after all. So let's see what we end with. This is the Mother of Self. And we got 2 cards for the Mother of Self. We have number 14, the Judge, and number 35, the Ocean. The Judge and the Ocean for the adult of self. It feels like boundless, limitless exploration. This feels like going deep. This feels like saying yes. It feels like being bold, being adventurous, and in those moments, judging it. Not to have these preconceived notions of what you don't want to do and what you wouldn't like. You don't judge the ocean until you're in that ocean. And you don't judge the ocean as an entirety based on one section or one part of the ocean. Honestly, it almost carries a little bit of an energy of like finding the Bermuda Triangle. Like once you find that certain spot in the ocean, then you just kind of sort of disappear. But the disappearing is like you entering your next phase. You knowing who you are, what you want to do with the rest of your life. You knowing who you are outside of just being a mother. Because being a mother is a lot. And it's a sometimes thankless job. But no one is all of one thing. Even if you're a mother to a newborn baby and all you do is mother, you barely get sleep, you're still more than just a mother. But now you have the opportunity to really explore that. now the energy of the mother on earth has an opportunity for it to grow and evolve and change into something that's different for everybody if they so choose. Where being a mom, like, even if we look at, like, there are a lot of mothers who work now. Maybe because of necessity, maybe because it's what they want. Regardless of the reason, there are a lot of mothers who work. And, a mother back in the day would have never worked. And so the energy of the mother has already changed. Or it's already been given the opportunity to change. Maybe it could change a little bit more, right? Like if there's a mother and a father and they both work, then maybe they should both share some of the responsibilities in the house. Maybe they should take turns cooking dinner and cleaning the house. Because it's like, hey, well, we both work now. So now it would be lovely if you helped out. Type of energy. I don't know. And again, the Tower with the Father of Cups here and the Four of Pentacles, I don't know if the masculine side of energy on Earth has been as quick to release as the energy of the feminine and as the energy of the mother has grown and evolved and changed. It's like the masculine tries to maintain the same dynamics, but when the situation was different, then it allowed for things to work in a certain way. But the conditions have changed, and some other things need to change too. Yeah, girl. That's the one thing that I would have appreciated too growing up. It's like, okay, but if you're wrong, you're wrong. Hello? I'm the mother. You don't talk to me like that. Oh, this is so cute. So when she became a mother, the mother of the newborn came with the mother of wands. The mother of self is coming with the mother of pentacles. And that mother of wands is now the daughter of wands. Now she's really giving herself time to build out and explore who she is. But it's coming out with the Three of Swords. The Three of Swords is interesting. Okay. So I feel like there could be, like, when we're out and when we discover ourselves, when we finally give ourselves the time, opportunity, chance, love to discover who we are, and when we find certain things that really like brighten our spirits and ignite us and really put us in a place of feeling home, like truly with this Mother of Pentacles, it may not necessarily be like, money stacked, but it feels like there's a comforting, loving stability here. It's a stable love. And I feel like when we discover that, it can be easy to look back on all of the times that we didn't have it. And it could be a little bit of like, man, like I wish I would have found this sooner, or if I would have gotten into this sooner, like I would have been like wherever now. But it's not about that. Right? And it's easy to judge a situation the way that you judge it now because you have become who you have become. But it's almost like the verdict, the decision that you made now, you would have never made here. Because you just weren't there in life. Maybe you had other priorities, and that's okay. Just dive into it freely. Without all of the pressure of like, oh, what have I been missing out on? What have I been, like, I could have been doing this and I could have been doing that. And it's like, yeah, well, you could have been doing a lot of stuff. But the past is in the past, and there's no going back to it. Appreciate the present for the gift that it is now. Appreciate the growth that you've gone through to be in the position to rule in the way that you do now. And also, it's like, as you become this Daughter of Wands again, you may be that Daughter of Pentacles here. And all of that love and warmth and stuff, that's the mother that you like, that you snuggle up under. So that's what I got. Again, I don't know exactly what this was, but we're gonna timestamp some final messages. Oh, I didn't timestamp the Mother of Self. What am I doing? I hit space and enter to set it up, but I ain't do it. So I gotta check this one and I gotta check the mother of the newborn. So the mother of the newborn and the mother of self were like the only two where I forgot to get the timestamp. It's also interesting. So we've had all of the we've had masters numbers 77, 22, 66, and 11 through 65. And all of the timestamps end on 15. Or they end with a 5. So 27:15, 48:45, 1:18:55, 1:31:35. And so we got 15, 35, 55, 45. So we're missing 05 and 25. Maybe they'll be in there. Maybe they won't be. Final messages. I'm going to say 149, 15. There's I already got a 15, but we start on the 15, we end on the 15. That's cute, right? I ain't force it too much. But yeah. And I feel like also with the womb, it's like divine feminine, like we're in a space more so now. Oh, I told you. They're connected. Whatever she missed out on, she's going to get back to. It started with the Ten of Swords. It ended with the Three of Swords. With those crushed dreams, it's like, well, she's going to have the time to discover this. That was that feeling of like, man, I wish I would have like had the opportunity to discover this back in the past. We have Alethea and we have the judge. We have truth and then the judge. The one who discerns the truth, who rules on truth. And look at that. Oh my gosh, I forgot all about that. I was like, I feel like this is going to be connected to the thing at the end. And then I forgot to see how it was connected. But I saw it before I ended the video. That's what's important, right? But yeah, it feels like we're coming into a space where we're more capable of understanding what divine feminine truly is outside of the representation that we have here on Earth. Right? And it also feels like we are in the space of being born because of what we're allowing, because of the space that we're healing into. Right? And so now that we're actually born, the Divine Mother can care for us in a way that's different than the Divine Mother cared for us when like we were still in the womb gestating, right? Now we get to begin to form a conscious relationship with the Mother that we'll remember, that we can carry forward, right? Now we get to both be in the world, or we get to both experience things, rather than us just sort of like floating in there going wherever she goes. So the final archetype. Ooh. They hit the table, but I caught them. Ooh, I see the box. See, the box is that maze. It was the box and the forest that carried that energy of like those who navigate outside of the forest before the fog clears will find themselves in a space of mastery. And will be prepared to discover more. And then for others, you know, they'll sort of be in there for however long we're in there. And then the fog will clear when it clears. But since I caught them in my fingers, I put them back. Oh gosh. The Sustainer. Ooh. Bottom of the deck is the Orphan. Oh, that's the Divine. The mother to the motherless. We also see the snake in the Orphan that is giving us some Ouroboros configuration, but it's not biting its own tail. So already that feels like something different than how we've typically experienced it. Also, it's grown beyond the Ouroboros. Right, because we have basically a closed circle here. But it's grown beyond that. When it bit its tail, it limited its growth in some ways. And the sustainer, number 24. 24 is the sustainer, 5 is the orphan. What's at the top? I'm curious. The top of the deck is the bridge. The bridge is number 38. The bridge and the sustainer, with the orphan at the bottom. The mother to the motherless. It's putting us in a space of, again, it's like now we're ready to begin experiencing things that we just weren't able to experience. With this orphan energy, with the orphan energy at the bottom of the deck, and with the sustainer, it's like there was a pain at a lack of love, or there was a pain at parents who weren't there, or not knowing who our parents were, maybe spiritually or cosmically, I don't know. And what we did is we held on to that pain by continuing to act out of, or crying out for, the love that we never got, the love that we never experienced, the connection that wasn't there. And it's like we've tried everything that we could think of to substitute or to find or to look for, but with that womb card, it's not anything that you have to look for. It's just something that you have to receive. And because we're in a space of receiving now it's forming a bridge out of what was being sustained, what was being preserved, what was being kept. So yeah, weekly release is definitely happening. Who are you? Hello? Oh, well, there's the orphan. Well, who's at the bottom of the deck now? The medallion. That's the receiving. Okay. And the medallion is number 69. Yeah, I'll definitely have to do everything I need to do that weekly release tomorrow. It's been a minute since I've done the weekly release. I typically do the weekly release with the Spencer's tarot cards with my novelty deck, the Father of Swords and the Father of Wands here, with the Two of Cups. So with the Two of Cups sitting after the Father of Swords and the Father of Wands, there's a certain peace that's made within masculine energy. The two fathers that sit atop the realms of masculine energy are coming into a space now of being able to... That's what it... Oh, and then the Lovers is at the bottom again still. That's what's weird, I guess, about being down here. Is that, we know masculine energy, we know feminine energy. We've come across the concept of divine masculine and divine feminine. Neither is really present here. And so we look at traits of the masculine of the male, and we look at traits of the feminine of the female, and we sort of figure it out. It feels like that there hasn't been any real divine masculine or divine feminine energy here. And as we make ourselves ready to receive divine feminine energy, divine masculine energy prepares itself to be seen. And it's not until we really come into balance in that within ourselves that we experience either. And maybe that goes back to the quantum nature of the divine masculine and the divine feminine. With light and dark, it was easy because it's the dark is it's where the light hasn't reached yet. But in a timeless space, the light is everywhere. In a space where we experience time, it's just not here yet. So quantumly, they're the same. And with the masculine and the feminine, it's through the receptive and expressive nature that it's if you're receiving something, you are by default being given something. If you are giving something, by default, someone else is receiving it. So you can't separate the energy of giving and receiving. You can't separate the masculine from the feminine. Quantumly, they are the same, and that's the dance they play. Because to receive, something has to be given. And as we prepare ourselves to receive, divine masculine is going to be the one giving. Divine feminine is trying to teach us how to receive. And not only how to receive, she's also trying to make us capable of receiving. And maybe that's what Lilith is trying to do right now. Trying to make us capable of receiving. Trying to put us in a position of receiving. And a lot of times, if we have a lot of baggage or burdens, it can prevent us from receiving certain things. It can prevent us from receiving the divine. Work, sis. Okay. I mean, it makes sense logically, I feel like. But what it'll actually be like, I don't know. Right? We just prepare ourselves to receive. That's that wait and see energy. Wait and see, divine timing. It's being ready to receive. But we're going to get both at the same time. Again, you can't really get one without the other. Not in an absolute sense. Not when it comes to the divine. High Priestess is at the bottom of the deck, so it ain't for us. It's something that we'll discover. Right? That's the High Priestess can be my live life and find out card. These cards came out. Ooh. The Seven of Swords, especially in this deck, is my card of birthright. It's the card of something that is being safeguarded until we mature into the space of being able to use it. Now everything is about to turn with this Wheel of Fortune. And it's going to lead us to something new and exciting with that Ace of Wands. Again, with the High Priestess at the bottom of the deck, it's almost the space of something that we were always meant to have or attain or achieve. We just had to be in a space of being able to receive it. And with everything that we were carrying around before, we weren't in a space to receive. We weren't even in a space to be able to recognize. And you don't have to be able to recognize something to receive something, but as humans, a lot of us sort of do. And then this mystery card that somehow came out face down where everything else was face up is the Mother of Wands. The Mother of Wands is coming out with this Ace of Wands. I feel like this is the Mother of Wands. It's like, again, going back to that Orphan card. When we come into the space of being able to receive, when that birthright, whatever has been kept, is given to us, as everything begins to change, it's like the serpent in this Mother of Wands card will unwind. And it'll let us hatch into this world with this Ace of Wands. It'll let us hatch. And then again, when we hatch from these eggs, when we are born fully, our relationship with the mother is different. Now we get to grow. We get to evolve. We get to experience what life is and discover who we are. That's gorgeous. That's so beautiful. And the High Priestess is down there like, yeah, like this has been the fate of humanity like the whole time. But, you know, humanity is a collective full of people who have choice. So just because it's an option, just because it's an opportunity, just because it's a potential, doesn't necessarily mean it's going to be claimed. And it's like, well, we're really glad that, you know, you're coming into the space of claiming this, because, girl, like, things were looking a little dark there for a minute. We didn't know if you were going to choose the things that we've instilled in you to choose. But you did. So, you know, congratulations and stuff. And, man, life is just going to... I feel like it's going to be so completely different. It reminds me of the Page of Swords with the larva. It's like, these are larvae. Like, these aren't even, like, caterpillars yet. Like, they still got to grow enough to be a caterpillar, to go into the cocoon, to become the moth. Like, what? It's an energy that's unimaginable. And unimaginable was my word for 2021. Because where I end this year, at the beginning of the year, there's no way I would have even been able to imagine that I'm going to end this year where I end this year. That's why my word is unimaginable for 2021. Again, it's like you're a larva now discovering this, thinking that you're about to be this butterfly, thinking that you've probably already gone through a butterfly transformation, but you're still inside the egg, girl. You didn't even make it to the cocoon phase yet. You're not even a caterpillar. Like, you're becoming a caterpillar now to go through that later and then become the moth or the butterfly. It's like, you ain't seen nothing yet. That's gorgeous. So, thank you, Divine Mother, for that. Oh, the gift of becoming. Divine Mother manifests in Star of Venus. Miss Remy Healings just uploaded her. She just uploaded her mandala reading today. She said that she was guided by spirit to not do it live. The gift of becoming. I love that. I love it. I feel like that's what Miss Remy honestly is one of those people that's like, oh my gosh, like you are so cool. I've said it before, like I love Sagittariuses who read. Like I feel like Sagittarius is an energy that I can be hard on a lot of times. The South Node is in Sagittarius right now. I mean, Scorpio gonna get it next year, maybe, I don't know. But honestly, I really do love Sagittarius. Like, oh, like, why are we not friends? Hello? Like, I feel like we should be friends, but, you know, all things in time. My journey, I don't think my journey would have been what it has been if I would have met her or came across her any sooner. I don't think I would have been in the position or I would have felt the need to begin speaking or to dive in the ways that I've been diving if I had come across someone like that before. And, you know, it's not to say that she hasn't become who she is. Like, I don't even know if I would have been in the space to appreciate her as much. I mean, I feel like I would have been. But now I have, like, I can appreciate her in more ways, if that makes any sense. Anyway, this video is over. I hope you'll have a good whatever whenever you see this. I will watch this back through to fix up the timestamps on the newborn and the self. Everything else, again, I recorded in OBS, so it may be a little off when it uploads. Because I went off of OBS time, not stream time. And I'll catch y'all when I catch y'all. Thank you for those who stopped in. Thank you to the Divine Mothers who've been out there mothering us even when we was... And it's like, we in the womb causing a fuss. Like, oh, they kick in. They won't stop moving. I can't sleep. It's like, oh my gosh. Like, I can't wait for you to be born just so I can experience peace within my own body. Like, please. Like, I love knowing that you are healthy, that you are vibrant and full of life. But if I could, like, if you could chill long enough for me to get through a night of sleep or to get through a meal without you kicking and moving up against my organs. And but, you know, the Divine Mother, she bears it with love. A lot of mothers, they bear it with love, right? Their love isn't conditioned by, you know, the comfort that they feel from us. So, again, with all of that being said, I'll catch y'all later. I hope you'll have a good whenever you see this. I hope you're acting in alignment to make that which you wish to experience your reality. I hope that as you are being shown how to receive and as you are being led to the things that affect your capacity to receive, that you let them go so that you can receive. Because, I mean, it's like I had the belief that, like, big things were coming, and I've been acting in that belief. It's weird how in the space of everything falling apart, my faith in humanity was kind of sort of established, because before 2020 I didn't really see it for us, honestly. And there were some points in times when things got, like, real rough. I was like, oh girl, like, I ain't trying to be on this roller coaster of a lesson. But I guess, you know, we're down here. And so there are no ships that are going to come down and take us off and leave everything else to burn. And that was, you know, a lesson that I had to learn. So again, I don't think I finished saying this either yesterday. I know I thank myself a lot because of the space that I'm in now. And I mean it, because, you know, things were dark for a long time, and it took me a long time to begin doing things. But also shout out to the divine, and thank you to those who get me together and who work with me, because that dream I had, what, a week ago, 2 weeks ago, it course corrected me in a way that I wasn't even fully aware that I needed to be corrected in. And again, I just remember being I remember being in shock and awe about how clearly the message came through. In the dream, I'm like, oh my gosh, I can't believe I'm hearing it this clearly. What? And then I woke up and I was like, what was the dream about? Like, what did they say? All I can remember is being surprised how clear it was. It's like when I talked to my grandma about, like, when I was like, hey grandma, like, what would you say my spiritual gifts are? And she just blew my mind. Like, when I discovered that my grandma was like an indigo or whatever, when I discovered how truly spiritual my grandma is, I was in so much surprise that I honestly didn't even catch what she was saying because I was just shook. But I got it. Also, shout out to those who I reached out to about the dream, who, set me on my path, or who encouraged me to sort of dig into it and to see what I was meant to see in it, which is literally what was said in the dream. But again, without walking this path with the dedication that I've gained, I wouldn't have been able to see how my old method of operation, like how much it prevented or stood in the way of all that is, I guess, coming in my own life. So, I pay attention, or at least I try to. And also, I try to listen. I can be a little hard headed sometimes and a little stubborn, even when it comes to spirit. so, but like I said, I've been learning to say yes more. And I've been in the space of allowing the world to be rewritten. And I've been in the space of seeing. I've been seeing for a minute now. And that's how I can continue doing what I do. Like, I don't need it. Because honestly, like, I'm going to come on here and I'm going to talk. Like, if y'all were here last year and things got real hot and real fiery, and then, like, I started using that second channel because I was like... and then I came back to this channel. It's been a journey for me. And even now, sometimes, things can be a little hot. And it's like, well, at the end of the day, the truth is the truth. And my North Node is in Sagittarius, so in the beginning it was extremely uncomfortable for me to, speak so directly or with a certain element of, I guess, like absoluteness, because I don't really like absolutes. But it's a piece of what I need in this lifetime, I guess, or else my North Node wouldn't be in Sagittarius. Now, it ain't to like be so into it that whatever, but it's whatever. We all learn and grow in our time, and things come to be. So I've officially rambled like 15 to 20 minutes past when this video was supposed to be over. Shout out to everyone who I've come across in my journey, because it's like everyone, regardless of if we still talk or if we don't talk, or if like I don't like reach out because I'm doing whatever I'm doing. I appreciate everybody. And again, shout out to me for not having so much resistance to the things that Spirit was telling me to do that I didn't eventually start. Eventually.